What is best in life? Well, today we join Sheikh Jahandar in his bid, or actually the Emir of Tabaristan, in his bid to reinstate the Zoroastrian faith as the official state religion of the Emperor of the Empire of Persia and free the Empire of Persia from the domination of the Abbasid Empire, which is going to be historically gradually converting 95% of the Zoroastrian population to the Sunni Muslim faith in the next few centuries. Although the Shia faith, which will grow and be centered on Iran, as it is now, will incorporate many Zoroastrian principles into its practices and philosophy. There was an error with this episode in that it gets introduced twice because I had a crash while playing in Ironman mode and thought that when I restarted the game on January 4th, I was restarting the game from the last episode, but in actuality I was just restarting it from the beginning of the year. So basically this episode gets introduced twice, and as you can see on the screen, I have learned on the searching the Steam forums and the Paradox forums that changing the name of the house and the coat of arms of the house while in game does not disable achievements, although it does disable achievements if you enter the customize house feature in the pre-game. So with that being said, I will I'll return the soundtrack to the original in this episode with the warning that there is unfortunately a reintroduction on January 4th when I believe the entire game has been restarted. So have a good day and enjoy the rest of the episode. We rejoin for this fifth episode of Emir Jahandar of the Kuramid satrapy, and we're seeking to further the Zoroastrian restoration. It's proving a difficult process. Last episode we didn't accomplish much, although we did find out that we had accomplished the episode previous to that one. Our first achievement, always bet on a duke, or in this case an emir. So currently I am trying, my ambition is to groom an heir and to grow my heir Moose Jaws to be a worthy successor to me, and to try to keep as much of my patrimony intact as an emir. I did find out that the Sheik, I am the Sheik's liege, so Tabaristan and Alamat are actually already part of my patrimony, although I only reign as emir over them, so I get a percentage, I believe, of their income. Let me check that with the Chronicle, with the Ledger. Fort level tax. Walia, this is my Demesne, my realm, so no, I'm not receiving any income from my vassals. My realm levies, Walia of Gurgan, Walia of Sinan, let me go back, and Tabaristan, City of Sari, Varam of Amul, Frizuka, City of Sari is producing me nothing, Amul, nothing, Zanjan. Yeah, that's the City of Sari, City of Varam. Now this is the Rostamrud, Varam of Rostamrud, and Chalus. City of Chalus is not giving me any levies. Varam of Rostamrud is giving me no levies. Religions, characters, my dynasty, I'm the only emir. We're all Persian and we're all Zoroastrian, which is great. And my direct vassals, Sheik Shervan of Alamat. That's That's his gold. That's not the amount of gold he's giving to me. The prestige piety is 234 gold, which is unfortunately more than myself. And his Demesne size is 3 and his realm size is 9. So, and Alamut is not something is on the Silk Road, but it's not a trading post. The nearest trading post I want to take over is Qazwin, so I will move my Chancellor. He's in Alamut. That was a mistake anyway. I'll place him in Qazlin and try to develop a claim there. All of my council are all remarkably happy with me. My vassals are all reasonably... Oh, right. This was my rival, the Herbad of Damquan. And the Wali... Why is the Wali upset with me? Fired from council and envious. So the fired for council will expire. This gentleman, my rival... can I withdraw his title? Revoke title. Baram of Damquan. Title revocation law enabled in Kuramid satrapy. The Lords of Tabaristan have approved the institution of the title revocation law, and now revoke title. This will lower all my other vassals' opinion of me by -15, or I could just assassinate him. I'll just assassinate him. Why take the hit to my prestige? And I'll get the clock ticking, although after many a night observing the skies, I have started charting the patterns of stars as well as the movement of certain planets. There is so much to learn. However, my council won't stop complaining about my absence from the court. Perhaps it is time I conclude my research. I understand so much. You are satisfied with your progress and will conclude your research, letting your mission come to an end. You will conclude your research. Well, that doesn't give me an option. So there we go, I concluded my research. I've got the timer clicking slowly as I try to arrange things here. I will auto collect the plot to kill Herbad. I only have 42% plot power. And my concubine won't even join me without a bribe. I'll send her a gift of 15 gold. It is rare to have a completely clear night sky to observe, yet tonight the weather conditions are perfect. I smile as I begin to carefully note down the pattern of the celestial bodies. I feel a surge of energy. Never have I had such a spectacular view of my own constellation, Capricorn. I can sense my connection to the elements stronger than before. How exhilarating. You will gain a trait appropriate to your zodiac sign. 50% chance proud, 50% chance temperate. Emir Jahandar of the Kuramid satrapy completes the mission Observe Sky successfully. Successful mission is added to the Hermetic Society until December 9th, 793, and I gain 200 esoteric knowledge. Oh, so I gained that for 10 years. And what trait did I gain? To the level-headed poet Jandahar, blessings upon your house. We request that you honor your obligation and answer this call to arms against Caliph al-Mansur, against the Caliph. Declining would cost us 0 prestige. If we accept, we would be part of the third war against the tyranny of Caliph Mansur. I'll decline. I'll try to stay out of these wars as far as I can. it's expensive to go about killing my rival, as opposed to just depriving him of his. We're going to do a bit of housekeeping, actually. I have looked in the forums and asked to see if I could change my house name and customize my house of arms inside the game and still make achievements. You can't do it before the game starts, as that disables achievements, but according to the Steam and Paradox forums, I will be able to maintain the achievements by changing it then. And I can verify this by going to this little I button that I didn't know existed, the features button, just to the upper left of the character portrait, going to game rules, and this is actually the rules that you set up before the game starts. And if you notice, it says Ironman mode enabled, achievements enabled. So I will close this. Now I will change my house. Actually, okay, my house has been changed to Jaws, and it has been changed to the Zoroastrian symbol, although I believe the other symbol was too. This is a famous one of the bird with the 3 levels of feathers. The interior feathers represent good thoughts. The first stripe represents good words, and then the outer stripe represents good deeds. And the tail feather are the negative, or the Druge elements of the world, and they represent bad thoughts, bad words, and bad deeds. So I am able to change my house coat of arms, and still, if you notice, go to features, game rules, and still have the achievements enabled, which is a relief to me, as I am trying to do this as an achievement run. And it would be, I'm displaying the overlay right now, although you can't pick that up. Most recent, so close, you can't pick it up unless, let me see if I can change the capture on the window and the no, I can't picture the overlay. I can't picture the Steam overlay that shows the achievements, although it shows that I'm working on my Good to be King achievement. Now if I can return to the game, and not that you'll notice a difference. Now I am on the Silk Road, so I have also discovered that through the ledger let me see here, that Tabaristan and Alamat are part of my emirate, and that the Sheik Shirvan of Alamat and the city of Chalus and the Vahram of Rostamrad are showing up as my vassals. These are my realm levies, the city of Sari, the Vahram of Rostarut, but they're not providing any levies. And as well, characters, my dynasty, my direct vassals. Here he is, Sheik Shirvan of Alamat. His opinion of me is 1. This shows his gold, not how much he's giving to me. And all vassals in realm, gold, prestige. My court. So the Sheik is actually a counselor in my court. There we go. And courtier. Independent states, wars, and possible inheritances. Unfortunately, none. Sheikdom of Gurgan, Sheikdom of Kuvir, and Jaws satrapy. So that's my titles. And I have a claim on, let me just get the game going here. A claim through my wife on a far out location. And then that's halfway to China, and then the Sheik Shirvan of Alamat. Do I have a claim? Let me see here. Possible to rank up in society. Oh, alright, I've gained 1,000 esoteric knowledge, so I will rank up to adept in the society. And I can falsely confess faith, which I might have to do sooner or later. My one sheikdom will be given to my son, although it will remain part of my emirate. I can send a landon into hiding, but I don't want to send both sons into my hiding. And to be frank, it's only urgent that one of my sons survive. Now, I was thinking, yes, okay, how can I increase my attractiveness to the quick concubine and hopefully have another quick son before she's 31? So I'll send her a gift. Okay, I've given her a gift too recently, so I can't increase her opinion of me further that way. Can I demand a religious conversion so I'm no longer a heretic to her? Yes, I can. All right. So I have been granted permission to advance to the next rank within the Hermetic Society. I'm now an adept. And as an adept, I can right-click on portraits of my children to give them a horoscope too. So I'll have to get that done. I only have 92 esoteric knowledge. Let me see if I can give my heir a horoscope. I need 300 esoteric knowledge to grant him a horoscope. Okay, so my concubine Ilke has converted to Zoroastrianism. Now, despite having a slight negative buff, yes, she likes me at the level of 74 now, because even though demand conversion is -5, that gets rid of her zealousness, which was -25, I think, and her infidel, her thinking of me as an infidel. So that is 74, so hopefully I'll have a child with her. You must help me, the courier said. I need a poem for my sweetheart and I have no time to write it myself. Can you please help me? Of course, what kind do you want? An ode or a sonnet? And it doesn't look like I was granted the trait. My liege, my work in cuisine seems to have come to fruition. I leave it up to you whether or not to use it or not. I have a claim on the sheikdom of cuisine, currently held by the Emir Ramadan of the Makkad Emirate. I will definitely use it because I believe the Sheikh of cuisine is quite weak. He's got 190 gold, but only 485 levies. I have 802 levies, but oh no, I only have 45 gold. I can't hire mercenaries if things go wrong. Can I borrow money from the Jews? Oh, the realm has still expelled the Jews, and the leader of our realm, the Abbasids, haven't let the Jews back in yet. So I can't borrow money from them. So it would be a risk to go to war because he could simply hire mercenaries and absolutely overwhelm me, and that would be the end of me. So how much longer before I get? Well, I am gaining nearly 4 gold pieces a month. So that would mean it's a reasonable amount of time. I'd have 150 gold to hire mercenaries. The Pale Rider is done reaping his terrible harvest in China, and the devastating plague appears to have receded. Things are returning to normal, and the Middle King seems stable. Interesting. Yes, I should check the Jade interface. This is the Jade China run anyway. During a hunt with my kinsman, I am struck by the beauty of a white stag. However, the joy is short-lived as the magnificent beast charges at me. Suddenly reminded of the wonderful vision I had, I attempt to stare the beast down. To my surprise, it has no effect. Protect the Emir, I hear. Just before the sound of a flying arrow is cut short, I groan. It hurts in my vision. How could it be so wrong? I gain the trait maimed, gain the trait severely injured, and I gain hesitant seer until 791, giving the following effects: learning +1. So I learned not to follow my visions. There is only a stump where my hand used to be. You are now one-handed. I have to deal with this. Does this have any real effects? Same trait opinion, +5. Sure, I forgot my promise to take Shirin riding, but now she poured water on me when I was resting. I had only a little bit to drink, and I am the Emir. I'll show her, gain 30 prestige, gain a high chance to gain brooding, a low chance to gain timid. I'm sorry, she has a high chance to gain brooding, a low chance to gain timid. I'll show her. Heck, you gotta keep your kids in line. This is the Middle Ages. I have a bad headache, and my episode with Sharon is slowly coming back to me. There is no excuse for my behavior. What's worse is that I even got lectured by a child. Sharon gains the trait brooding, which at least grants her intrigue. 1, I have seen better days. Now, what can I do to pay tribute to the Emperor? I can send a eunuch, or I can kowtow. Kowtowing is a journey to China to bow before the Emperor in an act of servitude. Performing a kowtow will earn you grace with the Tang Emperor, but it will cost you prestige to do so. The Emperor likes wealth. The Emperor takes note of your qualities, culture, and those of your specific offering, i.e. a concubine. The House of Li. Protector General Ya Huang of the Western Protectorate. His opinion of me is -32 for some reason. He owes a couple of people a favor. Take hostile action. I can take hostile action against the Tang Empire, but be wary as Emperor is unlikely to tolerate such behavior. I could anger China. I suppose I could do that. That sounds suicidal. The Emperor dislikes Buddhists. I guess Tibet is just never getting a fair shake. Then or now. Chinese emperors have varying interests and tastes. This is a big impact on all actions when trying to gain the Emperor's grace. Oh, so I guess if I have a eunuch or a concubine, I don't send one who's a Buddhist. And then receive news, view history, open map mode, receive news. I've done that before. So I can kowtow or send a eunuch, but I don't have a eunuch to send. And let me see here, I'm gaining, let me speed this up a bit so I can gain more gold. And esoteric knowledge would be nice, but I need 300 to cast a horoscope for my child. I did pass the title revocation law, and then I decided not to use it at the last minute. Let's check my inheritance laws and my seniority. Still says that I need 10 years, having reigned 10 years, and that's not going to be till 791 or so. Well, at least my wound is healed, and now I'm scarred, so I gain some prestige from having a scar. Her bad. Oh, my rival, whom I'm attempting to assassinate, is the one who has a negative opinion of me, and he's robbing me of piety gain every month as well. How good is my spy master's only 10, but he does like me. And why does these gentlemen like me so much? Oh, I entrusted a ward with them, and he's content. And personal diplomacy, grateful, long reign, +1, Mobad, content. Nice to have content Zoroastrians in your service. According to my marshal, Shervin, the peasants of Gurgan are having frequent troubles with highwaymen and wild beasts. He suggests constructing a series of outposts along the roads of Gurgan. The peasantry would feel much safer, and it might even lead to more peasants moving to the country. A safe peasant is a productive peasant. I'll lose 6.1 gold, but yes, that is the type of thing that one needs to follow. This gentleman still has 110 gold to my 64. A message about a point counselor has been received from Al-Murzur Abbasid. Blessings upon your home. I would like to give you a seat on my council and therefore offer you the title of advisor. Well, it's not the best council seat, but it's better than nothing. If he's the one who's trying to kill me, though, it will make me more vulnerable to assassination attempts. But I will accept a place on his council, as that should open up more intrigue options for me. And it should actually... I'll enlist. It's great to know that the court physician is into killing people for a mere gift of 15 gold. There, the plot power is 144%. I still don't know who my rival is, who is trying to kill me off. It could be the Caliph himself, and that's why he invited me to be an advisor. I am the court poet of the Arabian Empire and the advisor. I'm reigning in Gurgan though, so I'm still in Gurgan. I'm not actually in his court. I thought I would be transferred to his court if I accepted the advisor position, so I'm still reasonably safe, or at least not more endangered. Now, I guess it's been a while since I wrote a theorem paper. I'll write a theorem paper. I faced the daunting task of writing an entire theorem paper to be reviewed by my peers, and I will spend 63 gold. No expense shall be spared. That puts me back to nothing, but at least I'm traveling in the Hermetic Society. I only have 195 knowledge. And none of these, all of the occupants of the holy sites of the Zoroastrians are Sunni. Is there a map that shows holy sites? Cultures? At least the Persian culture is still strong. Religion. My dear concubine and sister in the Hermetic Order, Ilke, has stepped forth with an idea for a ritual that might invoke the presence of a divine being. The prospect of petitioning the divine itself for knowledge is tantalizing, and the idea was therefore received with excitement by the order. The ritual will take place in a few weeks' time. The secrets of the world shall be laid bare to us. Ilke, though what if I'm not worthy enough to understand it? What if we anger the being? We should not meddle in the divine. Emir Jahandar loses 150 esoteric knowledge, and Ilke's opinion of the Emir changes by -10 for 5 years. Coward. No, let us go forth in the Hermetic Society and learn the secrets of the world. Now, where are the holy sites of Zoroastrianism? Summoning the divine. The time for the ritual has come, and your order has congregated in a spacious room. Symbols scatter the floor as you chant your hymns. Neophyte Ilke has provided you with an all-new special type of incense that she claims is necessary to make the eventual connection with the divine being. Before long, it has permeated the air, and as you inhale more and more of it, hearing the drone of your fellows' chants, you feel your soul disconnect from your body and begin to ascend. Until it seems to connect with something, an entity touches your soul. Though you cannot perceive it with any senses other than your mind's eye, it must be the divine being. You have succeeded. You struggle to control your emotions and to coalesce all your thoughts into one burning question that you pose to this divine being. Tell me of the operation of the sun, of the stars, the operation of the gods. Pray tell me of the secrets hidden throughout the world. Dear colleague, throughout my studies I have found the most fascinating phenomena from observation of the sky. I am in the firmest belief that the foundation of the cosmos is hiding somewhere out there. In order to reach higher knowledge, you should take my advice and study the skies thoroughly, as above, so below. From the Wali of Salih, Grand Vizier of the... okay. But is this in response to my desire to know about the secrets of the world? The instruments and tomes that I had to gather for my studies of the secrets behind the stars have finally arrived, lenses of different shapes and sizes, together with dusty old tomes written by learned people. These will prove invaluable for uncovering the truth. Okay, this is for observing the sky. But what about my connection to the sun? What about my connection to the divine? The divine being has given me cryptic advice on the decryption of hidden secrets throughout the world, but with ample time spent mulling it over afterwards, I believe I have deciphered what it meant. I look forward to putting it to good use. The divine being has my total confidence. Intrigue +1. I get divine advice until 790. There we go. Hopefully I'll get more events as the days go on. Now where is I have a lot for the Hermetic Society going on, but not much else. Shirin Jaws lacks an education focus. Brooding. Looks like intrigue is going to be her thing. And then a guardian. Looks like Ilke, the intricate web weaver. My wife expressed a curious notion over supper this evening. I miss your conversation, my lord, Shayan said, taking another sip of her drink. It's all astronomical phenomena with you these days. Surely you could take some nights off from your research. One does not simply take a break from this task. That would gain the effect Night Owl, monthly prestige plus 10, and negative 35 opinion by Emir of Tabaristan. And of course I will spend more time with you, a negative 20 opinion and no prestige gain. I'll take the prestige gain, and frankly my wife is now, how old is she? She's 40, so she's not going to produce any more kids for me. So it's now time to safely ignore her, as long as she doesn't try to assassinate me. Now let me just appoint a guardian. Yes, okay, appointed the guardian. After many a night observing the skies, I have become certain that there's a pattern to the movement of celestial bodies that I've yet to uncover. However, I am considering putting the stat to rest for the sake of... No, I'll keep going for a little bit. Get a little bit of extra prestige, although it might cost me a rival. And so I have leveled up in the Hermetic Society. It doesn't look like I'm going to get enough esoteric knowledge to cast a horoscope for my child before the end of this episode. And I did gain a claim on Kazwin. I gained a claim on Kazwin, but nevertheless not the money to hire mercenaries to exploit it. Making sure that landowners and tradings are paying their taxes in a timely fashion is a time-consuming task. Lately, my mind has been more occupied with the task of making sure that the stars are in the correct place, rather than the taxes are in my coffer. Lose 34 gold, stewardship -1. No, I can't neglect that. I'll just lose 20 gold. I'm back to 16 gold. After many a night observing the skies, I have become certain that there's a pattern. However, I'm considering putting this endeavor to rest for the sake of other duties. No, I'll still keep going. Although it's costing me money and I really need to build up my balance to go to war with Kazwin. How old am I? I'm 47. I'm getting up there. My liege's council is discontent. That means we can declare war on each other and prohibited from joining factions. A message from... He will offer me 231 gold to buy a favor. I accept. And I now have enough money to go to war. Please support me by voting me in the council. If you agree to do this, I will henceforth owe you a favor. The Marshal of the Empire, yes, I'll do that for a favor. Making sure that landowners and traders are paying their taxes. Some duties can't be neglected. That still costs me 20 of that 260 gold. Yes, enough is enough. This is costing me too much money to go scar-gazing. Peace be with you. I gladly accept the guardianship contract between Empress Nafisa and Moose Jaws. So the Empress is now going to be the guardian of Moose Jaws. That's probably good news. And a character owes me a favor. The council is discontent. And I will send out my paper, my theorem paper. It is early morning when shaking with my quill, a shaking hand, put my quill down. Is it possible? Have I predicted the traveling of a starfall? Wiping my brow, I go over my calculations once more. I get the same results again. It does seem to add up. I lean back in my chair. Judging from all the signs, I am fairly certain I know when this marvel will take place. Come the night, I will gather a crowd to witness it with me. I should keep this to myself just in case I'm wrong. I will gather a crowd and take the risk and see if I have predicted a starfall. Someone endorses my paper. That's 2 endorsements. 3 endorsements. My liege, the Caliph, has decided to rescind the decree calling for the expulsion of the Jews. The Jews are now back in the realm, so I can borrow money once again if I need it to go to war. I have 1 rejection of my paper. Another endorsement, so I think that's about 4 or 5 endorsements and 1 rejection. But let's check Quizwin and check his wealth. His wealth is only 164 gold and mine is 248. So now let's check the availability of mercenaries. Okay, there's a band for 240. There's a 2 bands for 240. A band for 150. Oh, there's actually several available. Moose Jaws has excelled at his studies, and he's a fortune builder. He's not Midas touched, but he'll have half-decent stewardship. And I've fulfilled my ambition to groom an heir. Neophyte Ilke's apprenticeship has reached its end. She knows enough of alchemy, astrology, and theurgy to be acknowledged as a hermetic scholar in her own rights. As a parting gift, I gave her a tome containing a few of my most well-guarded secrets. I did not pretend to notice the tears in her eyes as they touched me deeply. Best of luck in your studies, Neophyte, and I've gained 300 esoteric knowledge. Ilke is no longer an apprentice, and I gained 2 learning. So there are a number, yeah, there's a number of, some war must have ended because there's mercenaries galore now at various prices. So he'll probably be able to buy mercenaries, and I'll have to be fighting him mercenary to mercenary. Success, enough peers have endorsed my paper, and so the Order have accepted it into this library. As a result, my standing with the Order has increased immeasurably, so I've learned another 2 learning. My concubine, Josa, does not love me. While love is not exactly necessary, I'd like to see her beautiful face light up with smiles and laughter, so I've decided to romance her, and the seduction of Josa begins. And so now I have published a theorem paper. My learning is now at 17, which is pretty good considering I think it started at 9. I can tell my concubine Josa is finally falling in love with me. She snuggled up to me as we watched the sunset together from the roof of the Great Tower. Well, I think we'll end it there. It looks like some mild success. I couldn't succeed in my major plan, so I went back to grad school. I did write a theorem paper that got accepted. I did gain a level in the Hermetic Society. I gained enough esoteric knowledge that next episode I can cast horoscopes for my children, which is a benefit. I fulfilled my ambition to groom an heir. So next episode I'll choose a new ambition, and I acquired a claim to Quazin, and then luckily I acquired enough money from the Emperor that I can now afford to wage a war of mercenaries against the Emir of Quazin to claim it, and that will give me a claim on my next property on the Silk Road. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting the subscribe button on the screen and the bell so you receive notifications of my new videos. And I hope you have a good day. Thank you for your time.